G'day, welcome back to my Discover the World Fly Corp as we continue to make our way, I guess, south through Africa and just completely ignoring the Americas, which the longer that goes on for, the more concerning it becomes. Now, I have said I don't want to just like go and grab the country that's not in the order of the ones that I'm doing, so I do just have to sit here and wait for it to offer it to me. Getting more India. Oh, it looks like south will be the way to go for them. What do we got? 200,000, so we can bring in Uganda. Though it is getting very close that we can't really... Now, that was a wrong move, actually. They should have just been connecting to Nairobi. Because Nairobi... I was going to say Nairobi's a central point now, but maybe actually we'll use Uganda as a central point. So let's... give them a few more planes too. Gabon. Okay, so it's down this way. We'll connect him into that central point. Well, since we almost had no money whatsoever when we brought in Uganda, it's quite nice to see that we've got so much money back already. Like, we are starting to really move money gained. Okay, so just double checking. There's only one city in Hungary. And it is not connected to anything, so Hungary being out of the picture is consequence to no one. But the good people of Hungary. Them a little bit more. Yeah, I think no matter where the capital is in South Sudan, we're going to have to connect guys across to it. Or India. Imagine that these veins that get us to India are going to get real pushed because there's so many cities that, like, if it's just a random chance that wherever you spawn, you're going to want to go to a city in the world. The amount of cities that exist in India is starting to sort of, I guess, become a bit bigger. And usually it's newer cities too that people will flock to. Alright, good. So we're one country closer to just cutting across here. I do wonder if there's an algorithm to this as well. Like, for the most part, we generally seem to get more and more cities that are, like, countries that are sort of already the attached ones. Like, we're not just randomly, like, burying a tunnel. Like, it's not that we're going to get Congo and then Angola, then Namibia, and then South Africa. Like, it's not a straight down. Like, we are going sort of like edging our way down the continents. That was a quick another 200,000 that we got there. It's not enough anymore, so we need 240,000 to get our next guy in. Milan's looking a little bit stretched. Talk to me, Milan. Africa? It's Kano Africa? Yeah, okay. So it's this route here. Understandable. Again, it's just got one plane on it. So let's them to 3 planes. Jodhpur. That's another place I've been. Still can't push out of that. We can't hit 150 again. Nice to see 150. Okay, so again, it's the sort of African countries stretching us a little bit. So let's see if that's what'll help them out. You can see these are red planes heading down this way, so obviously they want to push them to Algiers, I guess, to go that way. Finally, Central African Republic. Not too bad, a little bit central there, that city. We are close. Yeah, I think no matter where South Sudan is, let's get it connected. Although, we're going to skip it for now and jump straight to Rwanda. After complimenting the game on being so kind to sort of scale the way down in the order that I've got stuff. I'm Bet we're about to see it suddenly shift away from that and ignore South Sudan for the longest time. Okay, so we want to sort of hold off opening new routes, but generally we don't have too much of a choice. If someone needs a route, we'll have to give them a route. What do we need? So 250 at least. I'll say that we haven't heard too much complaining from Europe, but wait until we get into the Americas. That's when that's really gonna kick in. And because we've got another city connecting through, I am gonna upgrade him. More India. So we've got enough money now, and we gain enough money that no single airport should sink us at this point. It will be a full infrastructure breakdown that'll be our problem. That was a very long route that we've got there from Kiev to Astana. I will give them their last plane just because that's, I guess it's done. For India. I mean, I guess the fact that this is costing significantly more and more money, and the fact that we are still sort of holding on to 140 minutes isn't too bad. Not gaining time, but we're not losing time. Bangladesh. Another country that's already nestled and ready. Its infrastructure around it's all set up and ready to go. Now that is a name. That looks more... That has a very Sri Lankan vibe to it. Whereas it's an Indian city, but... Thiruvananthapuram. $280 now. I noticed, well, let's do it. I imagined I had any first level airports, or possibly I must have had one somewhere. Moscow requests. Let's up those guys, because they seem to be red every time they ship across. Have a look at Moscow. It's not sitting... Getting yellow a fair bit, but seems to be okay. I guess it's just waiting for planes to come back, because there's so many of them. Alright, Bangladesh. Burundi. It's Africa somewhere. Yeah, that money's definitely flowing now. Alright, any cities at all flashing yellow. Moscow the tiniest bit, France the tiniest bit. Yeah, let's jump them across that way. That's Calcutta almost full. Be just a small airport. Yeah. The amount of lines going in, absolutely forgivable there. So this line is his point of complaint. So let's give him faster planes. Burundi. There we go. South Sudan up next. It's just, I feel like half of this is meant to be just sort of trying to figure out structural problems that we need to fix, but nothing's sort of coming up in that regard. That's all moving pretty well. I mean, I can create... I feel like if we do this with Volgograd, let's let Volgograd connect from Moscow down this way, and let's get Kiev attach across this way. See if that shifts some sort of like journeys. Absolutely, we want to do that one. So it's costing us 32,000. Another city just came in there somewhere. Yeah, there we go, 159,000 in return. Okay. Yeah, unsurprisingly, the two of them both suddenly went, ah! Let's upgrade those two guys. And let's upgrade the guys on that. So this has made itself a little significant. Upgrade those two as well. And 3 of them. So it looks like Kiev's possibly getting a much bigger hit from these guys coming in, so we will give them the extra planes. Give that guy a 4th plane because he's such a shorter route. Hopefully that should be enough. Okay, South Sudan. I think that's as good as we're going to see for centralizing down here. So we're going to get 2 of them connected, 2 of them connected. We'll bounce that guy to there as well as bounce him straight up there. So, I'm going to give him... Oh, he's already got a max level. I will enjoy it. And I'm going to connect those two. Them 4 as well. And I'm going to connect, well, if I can afford it, I'll connect those 2. Oh, tell me the city. And I'll do that straight route too. Try and make this section of Africa a little bit more like that. We don't have to go via the top to get around. We can now swoop across this way. Alright, so it's more... who was I working on to just send this guy? But Berlin's unhappy with the amount of traffic he's got heading it this way. So let's give him 2 more planes. That's not Berlin. Is Berlin connecting here with... How many planes have you got on that route? Not that guy, the other guy. That one. And this guy, give him one more. The Warsaw's obviously going to feel this a little bit more too. See if that starts to clean up Berlin a bit. Calcutta is freaking out. Talk to me, Calcutta. Alright, let's give you your 5th plane. It's personally... Yeah, okay, guys. Take it easy. Okay, so if he's upgraded, that guy needs to be upgraded. If he's... So basically what's happened is because I've made that change, I've shifted the route that Europe's taking to get to India. And that's why they're going wild. These guys will upgrade too. Dhaka is plenty of people going there, so let's upgrade him. Let's upgrade their planes. Keep them as 4. Such a short route, that should be plenty. And you can see every single plane heading this way from there is red. So there's plenty of demand for stuff coming that way. Alright. Just wouldn't wish you were so vicious in the way that you swing the camera. Alright, we got enough for our next one. No, not yet. 340. You can see that flow of red planes all going down this way. More than fair that you weren't happy with your lot there. Well, let's assume that this is a new little hub for us. You can have 2 planes. Can't imagine you need much more than that. Well, you're very central there, so we are gonna take advantage of that. I'm not sure we need to. I don't think that there's any sort of, like, there's gonna be enough cities in this central area to need it. So we'll just connect you to 1 for now. Because Tanzania will still sort of just roll down from here. I have successfully gone back and done all the scenarios again too. Let me know if there's any scenarios of the like, not the dailies, but the other ones that are doing your head in. And if you want me to do any sort of video showing you how I approached them. The one that actually really sunk me the first time I tried to play it. So what happened was when I first played Fly Corp, I played it on my old computer. And Fly Corp isn't a clouded game, or at least at that time, I'm not sure if it... I don't think it is. I could be wrong if they've changed that, but at the time it wasn't, at least. And so when I shifted to this PC, even copying my save files, it lost... I think it lost most of the data. So I had to start again with all my sort of progress, but I'd finished all the scenarios except for one. The one scenario that I really remember struggling with last time is there's one set in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Yemen, Qatar, UAE, where you've got to basically just get a ridiculous amount of cities. And I remember just absolutely struggling with that, whereas this time I got it on my first attempt. I don't know if they've changed the level or if I've just sort of changed the way that I approach a level that made it manageable, but yeah, definitely significantly easier. Yeah, I think it's worth triangulating here. Just get these guys all connected so that we've just got, again, southern paths across Africa. And 3 cities to sort of work our way down. But we're off to Myanmar next. Oh, good. Just what we need is more traffic heading down to the subcontinent. The one I found was the hardest this time in playing it was 10 Commandments. I know it's the name of it, which is set in, you start in Greece and you need to unlock 10 countries in 10 minutes. A ridiculous timeline. But it finally got it. 390. We are still holding it out 130-ish minutes. There are 3 there, good. It would be nice to have something sort of connecting across here. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to give him just an immediate 5 jets for the length of that. It's definitely a hearty chunk of money we need per country now. But if we can hold within like 130 minutes while still doing this, we'll we can feel good. That it feels like we're going nowhere, like we're not gaining time, but yeah, genuinely what's happened is that we have gained, we have gone from buying countries that were 200-ish thousand to paying for countries that are worth 400,000, and we're still doing it in the exact same sort of time of 6 minutes. So I think it's deceptive how well we're actually going at the moment. All right, Equatorial Guinea, that's our little fella here. Yep. Its capital, I believe, is on an island. See if I've remembered that correctly. So there's no red planes from these guys. Occasionally we're seeing a red plane head out on one of these. Okay, it's a bit more frequent. This guy's got red planes bouncing all the way up. Give him, and if he doesn't have a 5th plane, let's give him his 5th plane as well. So I assume we need at least 400,000 for Equatorial Guinea. Yep. We know there's not going to be much in the way of air, like, line designs, so we only need like 430. Probably 420 and we'd be fine. Here we go. The crazy little island. Way further north than you'd expect. Malawi. Tiny little speck there. Is there another island somewhere here? Somewhere here. It's a very wealthy island, I think. Mauritius, it's a holiday destination. Versus next to one of the poorest nations in the world. Lovely nation though, Madagascar. Cardiff. Alright, so it's just airport level affected, so it's not too big a deal. This Cardiff starts screaming at me that it's a big deal. Alright, let's look for Red Plains. Still, you can see the Red Plains is just this train of people going out of Europe and into India. And we're going to see that even worse if we break open into China. But we'll swing it back the other way if we break into America. We're just laying in wait. See which way that falls. If they're too hard to go, just pick the route and then get it that way. Bit of a distance, so we'll let them have those. This guy's got yellowy passengers. That guy's got red passengers. Let's give our whole infrastructure for the south here a bit of a boost, because it's only going to get worse. An interesting central little point there. This route's starting to get a bit more expensive just for like... I think there's now 10,000 each. Sri Lanka will be a good addition. I would be curious to see. I'd love to know like what the most valuable lines are. Like what line has taken the most passengers from one place to another that has equated to the most amount of money in delivery. But also don't know how you would factor that in when, say, Tehran isn't the end destination or something. Like it's not Baghdad to Tehran, because all of those people are going to Calcutta. I'm not even sure what sort of information then I'd be after, because surely that also should come into factor. Yeah, dipping down under 130. It's going to be real close to keep it above it. Yeah. I'm going to kick this guy straight to level 5 planes. I reckon he could be a big deal down there. India. Okay. So let's slow things down for a second, because there are... Okay, so let's go 1, 2... actually, I'm going to sell that. Don't need to sell it, but you will. We're just going to connect those guys into there, and then let them run into there. We're then going to get... Think about what way we want to do this. I guess he can go straight to Karachi. We'll give him 5 level 5 planes, and Colombo... Understandable that you guys are currently surprised by the extra weight that you've got. I've done that in a slightly bad way, that those 5 guys are going to take a while to get back here. Colombo, what we're going to do is we're going to send you a little bit further south. We could connect you into Addis Ababa, but you can see that it's not that much more expensive to get you further south, and it actually means that the southern countries of Africa can actually get into India a slightly different way. I'm sorry, I've forgotten about these guys. See, instantly we're getting hit with red planes on the return. That's enough that we can get them. That must have been a brief little moment of unhappiness you had there. Let's go real far south. Down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they should be fine because they've only got one requirement of sort of shifting people out of Colombo, so that won't sort of build up quickly. It's not the thing I want to upgrade. That's the thing I want to upgrade. Alright, Laos is up next. But that is us again for another edition of this one. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. Sometimes it doesn't really feel like we've made much more change, but you get how much more of, I guess, Africa we've sort of pushed through there. Yeah, until next time, catch you later. See ya.